It's been more than a week since deadly floods hit Zhengzhou in China's Henan province. Many areas continue to be inundated, with 11 million people affected. 73 have died in the disaster. There's been an outpouring of grief at this subway station in Zhengzhou. At least 14 people died when a subway car was flooded. Authorities say the extreme rains caused retaining walls that protected the subway line to crumble. But families of victims and netizens have accused authorities of a poor response. More than 500 people were trapped in the train in neck-deep water for hours. Initially, authorities put up a barricade blocking floral tributes at the station, but residents have taken it down.
全国各地的人都在帮助我们，同时，也很难过，因为那么多人，知道吧？然后那么多家庭，就从此真的是。我不知道怎么表达，你知道吧？很难，但是真的是心里头很难过。
我觉得应该是大家都没有想到这个会下成一个灾难，因为也可能我当时的感觉也是，可能雨下大一点，然后雨停了就好了，所以应该没有意识到这个问题。
At the same time, economic losses from the floods in Henan have reached $11 billion. Farmers are now worried about more bad weather due to Typhoon Infa. Olivia Xiong with this report.
45-year-old Ho Xiu-rong has worked in the fields all her life, but her livelihood now hangs in the balance as Henan province was pummeled in the past week with record rainfall.
地全淹完了，全没有了，屋里都好着没得水，屋里还有几十万人把啥都全都没有了。
Miss Ho had been growing corn on her family's land, which spans about 20 mu, or about 1.3 hectares, and she estimates losses of over $4,600 this season. Her village is located in Weihui County, about 100 kilometers from Henan's capital, Zhengzhou, and one of the most badly affected in the province.
这一季子啥都种不成了，这一让我种啥都晚了，也种不成了。现在水让我还在这蒸馏，根本这水排不出去，这一季都拉倒了。
In other parts of Henan, the rain may have stopped, but things are not looking up. Some villagers were scrambling to save their farming season, racing to find ways to drain their farmland of floodwaters as the weather gets hot.
玉米还有种的蔬菜。 目前都在水里泡着，这个水深啊，大概就是个到腰部，一个成年人的腰部。关键是就是害怕这个气温上来以后，水一热，把这些农作物都烧坏、烧死，这个时候损失就太大了。
52-year-old Liu Kaidong has been selling whatever vegetables he could salvage at this temporary site in Xinjiang City, as the wholesale market remains flooded and closed. He's trying to look at the bright side, even though he doesn't expect to make much, as most of his crops were destroyed.
当时一点希望都没有了，当时就不考虑这么多了，就是感觉到就是只要人没事就行了，是地都无所谓了。我们就是冒着雨啊，当时就是说白了，能弄到家里边弄一点算一点。
But in spite of the clear skies now, the bigger concern is the bad weather that's been forecast in the coming days. Authorities have warned that Henan may experience more rainfall from Typhoon Infa, which has already wreaked havoc in China's east coast.
现在心里边就感觉到，真的就像我们这一下雨的话，我们这儿也有可能保不住。你现在只能这样了，你到时候就是看雨季过后该怎么弄呗，是吧？
According to officials, over 970,000 hectares of agricultural land has been destroyed in Henan province, of which more than 10% will not yield any harvest at all.
Henan is one of the largest suppliers of agricultural products here in China. We're talking about peanuts, grain, and corn. But scenes like this have become common as we've traveled around the province. Farmland and cornfields like this submerged and waterlogged with crops destroyed. And this has raised questions about what this means for food supply in the country.
Chinese media have reported that the impact would be short-term and is unlikely to affect the country's overall output of corn, wheat and rice, although it remains to be seen whether the farmers can hold out for what's hoped to be clear skies after the storm. Olivia Xiong, CNA, Henan Province.